So let's talk about something we all deal with, this constant pull between who we really are on the inside and the person the world thinks we are. This is the classic battle between character and reputation, and honestly, it's a conflict that shapes so much of our lives.
So I've got a question for you, and I want you to really think about it. Who are you when the audience is gone? When the likes stop coming, the emails stop pinging, and it's just you, alone with your thoughts and your choices. This whole thing really boils down to two big ideas. On one side, you've got your character. That's the real you. It's internal, it's private, and this is the most important part, it's completely in your control. It's the real thing. But then, on the other side, you've got reputation, and that's all about how other people see you. It's external, it's public, and it can often be just camouflage. Okay, so let's start with the foundation, right? The part that is 100% yours to build. Your character. Thinkers way back, like Aristotle, didn't see character as just a list of personality traits. For them, it was something you did. They talked about it as something you build through habit and practice. Kind of like learning to play the guitar. At the end of the day, your character is just the sum of all your little choices repeated over and over again.
And this idea is ancient. Just listen to this from the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius. He said, "True strength comes from inner moral character rather than external success or power." It's such a powerful reminder that we should be living by our own internal scorecard, not by what everyone else thinks.
But what happens when our actions don't quite line up with that awesome inner character we think we have? Well, that's when things get uncomfortable. It creates this really powerful conflict inside our own heads. And yep, there's a name for that. Psychologists call it cognitive dissonance. It's that cringy, stressful feeling you get when you do something that you know goes against your own values. And believe me, our brains hate that feeling and will do just about anything to make it go away. So how do we quiet that nagging voice? Well, researchers have found we have 4 main ways of dealing with it. Let's use a super simple example. You're on a diet, but you just couldn't resist that donut. Okay, option 1, you can change your behavior. Just stop eating the donut. Simple enough. Option 2, you justify it. Hey, I'm allowed a cheat day every now and then. Option 3, you add a new thought to kind of balance things out. No problem, I'll just go to the gym for an extra 30 minutes. And then there's my personal favorite, option 4, you just deny the facts. You know what? This donut probably isn't even that bad for me. All these little mental tricks we play on ourselves, it kind of suggests that we're always managing how we appear, doesn't it? And this leads to this really amazing way of looking at our social lives, as one giant performance. This brings us to a super cool idea from a sociologist named Erving Goffman. He suggested that we should think about our social lives as if it were a play. In this view, we're all just actors on a stage, and we're constantly playing different roles and trying to make a certain impression on our audience. Goffman called our public life the front stage. This is where the show happens, right? It's the job interview, the first date, your entire social media feed. It's anywhere we are carefully managing our words, our clothes, our actions, all to present a very specific version of ourselves. But of course, every actor needs a backstage. And for us, that's our private world. It's where we can finally drop the performance, let our guard down, and just be our unedited, unfiltered selves. It's where we get ready for our friends' stage roles, and it's the place where our true character really lives. And in today's world, this distinction is everything. As one source puts it perfectly, the internet is almost entirely a front stage performance. It's an unreliable narrator. It reflects a carefully built reputation, but it can totally hide or even warp a person's actual character. And all this performing, well, it creates a gap, doesn't it? A gap between our inner reality and how people perceive us on the outside. This is that huge difference between reputation and reality. So let's just nail this down. Character is built slowly, like laying bricks one by one through thousands of choices that you control. But reputation? Oh, that's way more fragile. It's just what other people think you are, and it can be destroyed in a single careless moment. At the end of the day, a good reputation built on a weak character just can't last. Eventually, that foundation is going to crack. All right, now we get to what I think is the most fascinating part of this whole story. The sneaky psychological trick our brain uses to manage the gap between wanting to be a good person and the actual cost of doing the right thing.
Psychologists have a term for this: moral hypocrisy. It's basically our deep-seated need to see ourselves as a good, moral person, while at the same time, we're on the lookout for any excuse, any little bit of wiggle room that lets us act in our own self-interest. So how do we know this is real? Well, a brilliant experiment laid it all out. Researchers gave people a dead simple choice. You can pick a fair outcome where you and another person both get $5, or you can pick a selfish one where you get $6 and they only get $1. When the choice was that clear, 74% of people chose to be fair. But then, the researchers added a tiny twist. They introduced just a little bit of uncertainty. Now, the selfish choice might give the other person $1, or it might give them $5, and the participants could find out for sure, for free, before they made their choice. So what happened? The number of people being fair absolutely plummeted. With certainty, it was 74%. With a little uncertainty, it dropped all the way down to 47%. And here's the craziest part. Almost half the people chose to not even find out what the consequences of their actions were. This shows you the incredible power of moral wiggle room. That little bit of not knowing gave people an out. It gave them an excuse. They could take the selfish option and just tell themselves, well, maybe the other person got the good deal. I don't really know for sure. It let them get what they wanted while still getting to feel like a good, fair person. It's all about protecting our self-image. And that brings us right back to where we started. In a world where it feels like we're always on stage, where everything is being recorded and judged, what does that mean for the person you are backstage? Is there even a difference anymore? So I'll leave you with this. Who are you, really, when you are the only one in the audience?